I heard the administrator's been arrested. Any chance you had something to do with that?
He was corrupt.
Most people here are. I wish you could take them all down. So what can I do for you today?
I have to go.
You need anything? I'll be here.
Access to the garage is restricted.
I have authorization. Excuse me.
Yes, that's genuine. Drive safely. The weather's supposed to be pretty bad out in the Alutsk Valley.
See, these are what the matriarch had in the crates.
Where are these things? Fan out and secure the area. No one gets in or out. What did you do here, Commander?
Me? I'm the victim here. The Geth attacked us.
Geth, you expect me to... Where did they come from?
If I were to guess, the matriarch packed them in the shipping container she arrived with.
I don't believe that. We did thorough scans of those. There were no power sources, no element zero masses. If Benezia Sama's containers were packed with these things, there are many more out there.
I need numbers, Captain. A dozen? 100?
Dozens, at least. They're machines. You could pack them tightly. I must report to the executive board. If word gets out about loose Geth, there may be an investor panic.
User alert. All Peak 15 facilities have suffered a great deal of damage. Biohazard materials present throughout facility. Virtual intelligence user interface offline.
Why are the turrets facing the wrong way?
They want to keep their people in as much as they want to keep others out.
What was that?
Animals, wind. This place is in bad shape. What were those things?
Xenobiology.
Clear. Backup power system, Commander. It must be for the station's mainframe.
The damage is not extensive. It could be repaired.
Virtual intelligence user interface offline. Manual boot required. It looks like you're trying to restore this facility. Would you like help?
You're the virtual intelligence that runs this place?
This system is monitored to respond to the name Mira. May I ask your name?
Commander Shepard. I work for the Citadel Special Tactics and Reconnaissance.
One moment, please. Council authority confirmed. You are entitled to secure access of all systems. Please note that queries relating to corporate secrets require privileged access. Privileged access is only available to Binary Helix executives. This system is ready to process queries. You may access me at any holographic interface within Peak 15.
I need to find Matriarch Benezia.
Lady Benezia departed on the passenger tramway to the Rift Station subsidiary labs. User alert. The tramway system is currently inoperable.
What's the situation here?
One moment, please. Diagnostics in progress. Critical failure. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. Critical failure. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger tram systems are offline. Report complete. Do you have an additional system status query?
Do you know why the reactor was shut down?
I'm sorry, but I was offline at the time. Shutdown could occur if reactor breach seems likely, or in the case of catastrophic laboratory containment failure. Emergency guidelines suggest the frigid environment will kill biological contagions. It may also damage mechanical ones.
Turn off the heat and hope the cold puts whatever you have unleashed to sleep.
What do I need to do to get the power back on?
The valves to the helium-3 fuel line must be opened. This can be done at the controls on the reactor assembly proper.
What are the landlines, and why are they disabled?
The landlines connect my mainframes here at Central Station to the various sub-facilities of Peak 15. This allows the crew to remotely access my databases from the comfort and security of their labs. When emergency protocols were implemented within the hot labs, the cabling was automatically ejected.
How do I reconnect the landlines?
The landlines are designed for easy reconnection. The router for the landlines is on the roof of operations. Simply activate the controls and the hardware will reconnect and reboot automatically.
Tell me what happened here.
I'm sorry, but I need a more specific query.
I need instructions on how to repair the station.
Critical failure. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. Critical failure. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger tram systems are offline. Report complete. Do you have an additional system status query?
Tell me what happened here.
I'm sorry, but I need a more specific query.
The creatures we've encountered here, did they come from the labs?
I'm sorry, Commander. Inquiries related to our research require privileged access. Only executives of Binary Helix have that level of clearance.
Why were you taken offline?
In the event, Peak 15 must be sterilized for security purposes. My program and data are purged.
Tell me what occurred immediately before you shut down.
Stage 1 alert issued at Hot Labs. Contaminants released from Laboratory Pod Gamma. Emergency protocols implemented. Stage 2 alert issued at Hot Labs. Isolation tube breached. Tram shut down. Landline to Hot Labs disconnected. Stage 3 alert issued locally. Contaminants in tram tunnels. Station shut down and evacuation initiated. Code Omega sent.
What sort of contaminants escaped?
I'm sorry, Commander. Inquiries related to our research require privileged access. Only executives of Binary Helix have that level of clearance.
That's all I need right now.
Very well, Commander. Logging you out. User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. Now exiting to the roof. User alert. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger trams are offline.
Finally,
some action.
User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency... Connections restored. Processing new data. User alert. Unable to connect to hot lab facilities.
Do you know why the reactor was shut down?
I'm sorry, but I was offline at the time. Shutdown could occur if reactor breach seems likely, or in the case of catastrophic laboratory containment failure. Emergency guidelines suggest the frigid environment will kill biological contagions. It may also damage mechanical ones.
Tell me what happened here.
I'm sorry, but I need a more specific query.
What's the status of Rift Station?
Rift Station has been locked down by the staff. There are presently no contaminants within the facility.
The staff is alive then?
Yes, though the number of personnel is below the official staff count.
Why is Rift Station locked down?
Emergency procedures require each facility to isolate itself to prevent the spread of contagion. It would also appear that there are several employees quarantined for medical treatment.
If it's locked down, will I be able to enter?
The passenger trams can bring you to the facility. Further access will be at the discretion of the security forces there.
Give me a status report on the hot labs.
I am sorry. The network connections to the labs have been damaged. Data is limited.
You have no idea what's going on inside.
I'm afraid not. My last log entry is shortly after the Stage 2 containment alert was sounded.
Give me an overview of the facility.
The hot labs isolate dangerous biological or cybernetic contaminants during development. The complex is built within a glacier. In the event of an accident, it can be irradiated and sunk into the ice.
That's all I need right now.
Very well, Commander. Logging you out. User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. Now entering main reactor. User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required.
Enemy contact.
User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required.
All targets eliminated.
Online. Connected to subsidiary facilities. How may I assist you?
What's this about loose contaminants?
Dangerous biological agents are present in the tramway decontamination chamber. The tram station has been sealed in the interest of crew safety. Activation of the fail-safe plasma jets is recommended prior to access.
How do I activate the failsafe system?
Controls for the fail-safe systems are located in the security checkpoint outside decontamination. User alert. The fail-safe system is currently inoperable.
What would it take to get the decon failsafes operating again?
There is a hardware fault in the control system. This can be repaired on-site using a standard Omni tool.
Unlock the decontamination chamber.
User alert. Contaminants are present within the decontamination chambers. Passage is not recommended.
How do I get rid of the contaminants?
The chamber is equipped with a fail-safe system which vents a 5,000-degree Kelvin plasma. This is sufficient to sterilize any potential contagion. Unfortunately, the fail-safe system is disabled at this time.
What's the problem?
There is a hardware fault in the control system. This can be repaired on-site using a standard Omni tool.
Tell me what happened here.
I'm sorry, but I need a more specific query.
I need instructions on how to repair the station.
Critical fail. Report complete. Do you have an
Tell me what happened here.
I'm sorry, but I need a more specific query.
Give me a status report on the hot labs.
I am sorry. The network connections to the labs have been damaged. Data is limited.
That's all I need right now.
Very well, Commander. Logging you out. transit hub. User alert. Loose contaminants in the decontamination chamber. Access to passenger tramways inadvisable.
The door could be...
Online. Connected to subsidiary facilities. How may I assist you?
Tell me what happened here.
I'm sorry, but I need a more specific query.
That's all I need.
Very well, Commander.
Control group, loosen the... They're in... Can't escape. The tunnels now. We're sorry. The leaks couldn't get to the struck. Out while you can.
He killed himself because he was part of whatever happened here?
He must have felt there was no hope of surviving, that killing himself would be easier.
Online.
What's this about loose contaminants?
The tram station has been sealed in the interest of crew safety. Activation of the fail-safe plasma jets is recommended prior to access.
Override. Open the doors now.
Very well, Commander. Releasing safeties. Proceed at your discretion.
That's all I need right now.
Very well, Commander. Logging you out. Departing Central Station. Destination, Rift Station. Now arriving at Rift Station, Binary Helix Research Facility.
Stand down.
Sure could use some grenades right now. You should talk to the captain. Get inside already. I wouldn't be out here if I didn't have to be. Sure could use some grenades right now.
Sorry, we couldn't be sure what was on the tram.
Can those things work a train's controls?
Hell if I know. I'm not assuming any goddamn thing. Look, you're human and that's enough that I won't shoot, but I'd like to know who you are.
My name is Shepard. I'm a Spectre.
Huh. I won't look a heavily armed horse in the mouth. The aliens overran the hot labs last week. Only Han Olar got out, and he ain't all there anymore. The first we knew, the bastards were clawing into my command post. We had a lot more staff then.
You were taken by surprise and had civilians to protect. You did a good job, Captain.
Yeah? Sure as hell doesn't feel like it. The board sent an Asari to clean up the mess. She went to the hot labs yesterday. We haven't heard from her since.
I'm not gonna let any of your people die.
All I can do is hold out here and protect the civilians. There's an emergency elevator out by the trams. This card will let you activate it. Can take you down to the hot labs. Oh, and if you need any first aid, Dr. Cohen's downstairs in the med bay.
Tell me about Rift Station.
I can't talk about everything. What do you need to know?
What kind of research is done here?
Beats me. I'm not supposed to know. So long as people don't start dying, it's not my problem.
Tell me about the defenses here.
Secure enough that you shouldn't poke in corners.
I was just impressed with your operation. Being able to weather a week of assaults is no mean feat.
Only the best get assigned to high-security facilities like this. What impresses me most is the turrets, alarms, and cameras. They're all routed through a central location out by the quarantine labs. One guy can lock down the whole facility. The security hub's the last logical fallback, and we'd have cover from the turrets all the way.
I need to know more about the situation in the hot labs.
The facility's off the network. The only way to find out would be to send scouts down the elevator, and I won't send my people to their death.
Tell me about the structure of the hot labs.
It's built into one of the glaciers further down the mountain. Real old, thick, stable one. Something goes wrong, they heat it up and sink it into the ice. Normally, the crew gets to the labs using a tram from Central Station. We've got an elevator that connects directly, but it's for emergency use only. Listen. I'm not sending my people down there. It's too dangerous. You understand?
Did the aliens come from inside the facility, or did they attack from outside?
You want my personal opinion? Labs like that exist to do stupid crap that gets people killed.
What can you tell me about the aliens?
Ask Dr. Olar. He's the only one who made it out of the hot labs. He's the only Volus left in here.
How are your people holding up?
We weren't expecting the initial wave. They made it inside. We lost some good people. Those of us left are short-handed. We've kept order by long shifts and stems. I don't like it, but I don't see an alternative.
You're certain the matriarch is still in the hot labs?
She hasn't come back here. You came through Central Station, so she ain't there.
I've got work to do.
Yeah, I hear that. Hell! Man the perimeter!
Go, go, go!
Clear.
Thanks for the help. Every few hours, a group comes up the tram tunnel. It's actually better since we locked down the elevator.
I'll do whatever I can.
I don't know why they keep throwing themselves against our defenses. Even animals should learn not to stick their noses where it hurts. Something you need?
I've got work to do.
You and me both.
What?
Tell me about yourself.
I am Alestia Alice from the University of Arraeus. Is there anything in particular you want to know, or should I just spout random facts?
Did I interrupt something?
I was meditating. I suppose to a species as brash as yours, it would appear to be inattention.
You're a member of the science teams?
Recently transferred, yes.
What do you do here?
Molecular genetics. I specialize in biotic-enhanced allele-specific hybridization.
That's a bit technical for me.
I am very good at tracking inherited variations in genetic sequences. I'm sure you would find it quite dull.
Do you know Matriarch Benezia?
Why ask me and not your friend?
Because I do not know anything about the matriarch.
Then why would I?
You seem less upset at this situation than the others.
That is one of the virtues of the meditation you interrupted.
That's all for now.
Then I will return to my meditations.
Science pukes. She just bug out and leave to die. Their fault anyway. Bug out.
Uncertain. I welcome you. Cautiously, I am curious to know what you're doing here.
I heard there were some problems up here.
Furtively, I am concerned about the state of our guards. Many have been awake for days. For now, with forced cheer, I still have a limited supply of equipment to sell.
Let's have a look.
Regretfully, most of my stock is being appropriated by Captain Ventralis. Relieved. It's pleasant to see you well.
I'll see you later.
Grimly, I will hope it is so.
What? No! Sorry, I haven't had much sleep since the attack. Is there something you need?
What do you do here?
I'm a toxicologist. I can't talk about my work. Not that I'm doing anything since the accident.
There was an accident here?
I can't talk about what happened. Not here. Too public. Talk to Dr. Cohen in the medical ward. He was the project lead.
There was an accident here?
I can't talk about what happened. Not here. Too public. Talk to Dr. Cohen in the medical ward. He was the project lead.
What sort of work do you do here?
I can't say. I signed a non-disclosure agreement. If we survive, I'd like to keep my job. The location is terrible, but the pay is better than any other commercial lab.
You're not happy on Peak 15?
The outside world doesn't exist here, just walls of ice and rock. There's only the work, the discovery. It's easy to forget why science is guided by ethics. Maybe we're paying for that now.
You're not happy on Peak 15?
The outside world, it's easy to forget why science is guided by ethics. Maybe we're paying for that now.
What do you know about the hot labs?
Nothing, I didn't work there. As far as I know, Han Olar was the only survivor.
Is he in the medical ward?
No, he's staying in the science team's quarters. Be gentle with him. He had a trying experience.
How are you holding up?
It would be petty to complain after showering off a coworker's brain. None of us have had enough sleep since the attack. Of course, not all of us have guns.
I'm looking for an Asari.
Asari? Well, there's Dr. Ialis over there. There's also our guest, Lady Benezia. Captain Ventralis might know where she is.
I'll talk to you later.
Remember to report any suspicious noises.
This system is online and ready to provide emergency services.
What are you doing over here?
I administrate the systems of all of the various Peak 15 facilities.
Our medic is... well, he's not with us anymore. Mira's running the automatic systems for us.
What treatments have been attempted?
I'm afraid treatment is not possible. An unknown toxin is present within the tissues of each patient.
What's wrong with these people?
Accessing logs. They were in the midst of an experiment when the shutdown began.
When you were taken offline?
Without my program to administrate containment procedures, a quarantine breach occurred.
Think you could run that equipment for us?
Certainly, Commander. One moment, please.
What do you want?
I didn't mean to bother you.
No, you did nothing wrong. I'm just distracted.
What happened to these people?
They're suffering from a toxin. There was an accident. I have a non-disclosure agreement. I shouldn't discuss it with anyone outside of the company.
But you're going to, because I might be able to help.
I'd like to think that the company finds our lives more valuable than their secrets. You know Mira, the VI for Peak 15? She handles the safety protocols for our experiments here.
We reactivated her on our way through Central Station.
That was you? I'm grateful. Until she came online, the automatic equipment wouldn't work. We lost the connection to Mira in the middle of an experiment and the quarantine failed. These three were exposed to a toxin, something we were working on.
I understand your caution, but I need details. What you say won't go beyond these walls.
It's a bioweapon, based on an exotic life form discovered on the frontier. They wanted something that could kill the creature. But there was no profit in something that kills one species on the frontier. We kept working on it and adapted it to affect more species. Thoros B is highly infectious, but can't pass from one person to another, like a biowar attack without a pandemic spread.
It doesn't matter how safe you make it. Biological weapons are illegal.
Militaries, governments, they'll get this kind of weapon one way or another, and we're trying to limit the damage. I know you can't see that.
There's a reason the Citadel conventions forbid bioweapons, Doctor.
I didn't expect you'd understand. Our notes and equipment are locked in the quarantine labs. Captain Ventralis doesn't want to risk more contamination.
Is he right to keep people out?
No, the toxin has a brief period of viability. After that, it breaks down into simple protein chains. But he won't listen to me.
I'll talk to him. Maybe I can convince him to let me try.
I can't ask you to do this officially, but if you can do anything, I'd appreciate it.
Are you the doctor here?
I'm a doctor, but not the doctor. My specialty is microbiology, not first aid. We had a medic, Dr. Salah, but we lost him. The automatics can handle basic treatment. Mira runs them.
How's the science team holding up?
Better than Ventralis' guards. They've been on alert since the first attack. I've been administering stims at their request. But every species needs to sleep. They're getting twitchy, irrational.
What will it take to get the cure for these people?
The quarantine labs are near the science team's quarters. Once you're in there, look for our notes. It should just be a matter of following our processes.
What will it take to get the cure for these people?
The quarantine labs are near the science team's quarters. Once you're in there, look for our notes. It should just be a matter of following our processes.
Talk to you later.
I hope you can do something.
This system is online and ready to provide emergency services.
We don't need anything right now.
Very well, Commander. Logging you out.
Got a smoke? We're all out.
What the hell are you looking at? You want me to use this?
Something you need?
I've heard about the problems in the quarantine lab. I'd like to recover the toxin cure.
God, I wish we could help those guys. I really do, but we can't risk contamination now.
We're not part of your defense plans. We're consuming extra rations, extra Medigel.
Yeah, but you also have extra guns. All right, you want to gamble with your life, you're not under my command. I'll have the guard let you in, but he'll lock the door behind you. He'll run a full scan before he'll let you out. If there are any anomalies, you stay in there.
Those are reasonable precautions.
I'll radio ahead to let the guard know. Good luck.
I've got work to do.
You and me both.
Keep the mood light. I mean, if you don't laugh, yeah, you just have...
You came to find out about them, didn't you?
You mean those things out there?
Yes. I'm the only survivor from the hot lab, you know.
I need to know more about those things out there.
About the Rachni?
Rachni? That's preposterous.
Where did they come from?
They found it in a derelict ship. An egg. Waiting since the last battles. They brought it here.
Shut up! God, you want to get us killed?
I don't have any control over who lives or dies here. Do you?
If you're gonna be crazy, be the quiet kind.
Crazy? I'm sane. God, am I sane?
I need to know everything about the Rachni.
I told you all I can. We brought the Rachni back from the dead. In retrospect, a bad decision.
I heard you were at the hot labs. How did you make it out alive?
I killed her.
Who?
Doctors on ME1. We were going to lunch when the alarms went off. I ran into the tram, and I closed the doors. She banged on the window once, then they sliced her to pieces. Her head came apart like a melon. I closed the door. I killed her.
Tell me what you know. I'll make your survival mean something.
You think I want absolution? There is none.
I heard you were at the hot.
Who?
I closed the door. You think I want absolution? There is none.
Could Matriarch Benezia survive in the hot labs?
It's possible. The specimens were sensitive to biotics.
I'll be leaving now.
You're not part of the crew.
I have Ventralis' permission to go in there.
Yeah, he radioed. He also said you have to prove you're not contaminated to get out. You got a death wish? You should stand watches on the barricade. What do you want?
I have Ventralis...
Yeah, you got a death wish? You should stand watches on the barricade.
Your mission ends here, Shepard.
Ambush.
What happened to Ventralis' man?
I didn't have permission to come in. He got in my way. I was ordered to eliminate you should the opportunity arise. And here you are, trapped in this lab. Weapons free!
They came out of there.
You mean the inorganics the Asari had with her?
Venezia brought them with her.
How can I get into the maintenance area?
A team lead would have access. Like Dr. Cohen. He's in the medical bay.
I'll be leaving now.
Yeah.
Relieved. It's pleasant.
I'll see you later.
Grimly. I will hope it is so.
What's on your mind?
I'll talk to you later.
Remember to report any suspicious noises.
Is that the cure? You did it?
That Asari scientist, the one in the mess hall, she just tried to kill us.
Alestia? That's unbelievable. I don't know much about her. She arrived a month ago. One of the shareholders pulled strings to get her here.
Let me guess. Saren the Spectre.
Yes. I think that was the name. I don't pay attention to the other research teams. Look. The guards? They've been more on edge since you got here. I think they were expecting you. And there are more labs in the back. The guards won't even let me back there. Just people with clearance.
What about the maintenance area? Do you have access to that?
The maintenance area? Yes. Take my pass, but there's just snow back there. Let me see that file. An extension on Phelps' work? I thought he was on the right track. I can't thank you enough that... Oh, God, what a cliché. You saved their lives, do you know that?
Could you spare a few medical packs? They're worth their weight in gold up here.
You didn't get these from me. Ventralis wanted them saved for his people. I need to administer this. Thanks again. They seem to be coming along well.
Good news. I'll see you around.
Of course. Be careful.
This system is online and ready to provide emergency services.
Think you could run that equipment for us?
Certainly, Commander. One moment, please.
Something you need?
I was attacked by the Asari who was in here. She killed your guard.
Dr. Ayalis? But she seemed like the most stable one here.
She was a huntress pledged to the matriarch. A group of Geth were with her.
Geth? I didn't know. God's honest truth, I thought she was just another egghead. Son of a bitch.
I've got work to do.
You and me both.
Are you here to secure the situation?
How are you holding up?
You must listen to me. If we do not contain our mistake, they will drop bombs from the battle stations. You understand?
Wait. Is there an Asari matriarch here?
Asari? I have not seen one.
She is safe then, at Rift Station.
This is not important. You must be listening. Binary Helix found an egg. It was on a derelict ship, thousands of years drifting. This was Rachni's ship. Inside they find many eggs in cryogenic suspension.
1,000-year-old egg hatched?
Yes. Very tough to be so long frozen. That it survived the centuries, this is miraculous. Binary Helix planned to clone Rachni, mass-produce them, create an army. But when they get here, they find this egg is not a common Rachni. It is a queen. After she lays eggs, they move her to Rift Station. They are thinking that without her, they can raise the babies to be obedient.
Hold on. Don't you need a male to get eggs?
Queens are born carrying the genetic code of their fathers. Eggs are carried away from the colony to hatch alone. Queens can lay eggs in hours and have a colony in days. This is how they spread so quickly.
Separating them from their mother didn't work.
This was exactly the wrong thing to do. I am thinking that without a queen, Rachni do not develop properly. Her mind is shaping theirs. These Rachni are uncontrollable.
Then all we need to do is bring her here.
No, I am sorry, but this will not work. These Rachni are beyond saving. It is a sad thing, but they must be euthanized. I am thinking that the neutron purge must be set off.
I'm not familiar with the purge system.
It creates bursts of neutron radiation, kills everything within the station. things beyond get genetic damage of varying degree.
Once the Purge is armed, we'll have to fight our way out. Give us a minute to patch up and rearm.
Sure, sure. I wait here. I am not so much good for searching now, yes? Mother always say I would meet a bad end.
Connecting. I have full access to the facility and am at your disposal.
Are there any survivors in here?
Yaroslav Tartakovsky, Director of Operations, is on the operations deck. There are no other living crew members within the lab structure.
How many Rachni are in here?
I'm sorry, the sensor network is too damaged to provide an accurate count.
Give me your best guess.
Guessing is beyond my design parameters, Commander.
What's the status of the facility?
Containment breach in Laboratory Pod Gamma. The neutron purge system is functional, but has not been armed.
Is there an Asari here?
There is an Asari I cannot identify standing next to you.
How you tolerate literal-minded VIs is beyond me.
There are no others visible to my remaining internal sensors.
I need information on the neutron purge.
The neutron purge is a fail-safe system installed within the isolation tube area. In the event of irretrievable containment loss, it is used to resolve the situation.
What exactly does this thing do?
The purge is a neutron burst weapon. 2 volumes of fissionable materials are brought together to form a critical mass. Most of the energy is released in the form of high-speed neutrons. This radiation is instantly lethal to any known form of life within 500 meters.
We would be wise to avoid touching any controls without reading the instructions.
That is advisable for all systems within this facility.
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Who would have the code?
Director of Operations Yaroslav Tartakovsky, or any executive officer of Binary Helix.
We're moving on.
Logging you out, Commander.
I am feeling not so well.
How do we set off the purge?
Arming controls are nearby. All you do is insert the key. Then I will give Mira instructions.
Online. How can I help you?
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Code input 875-020-079. Code Omega. Local execution.
Verified. Code Omega execution in 120 seconds.
I'm sorry about this, Shepard. We've got orders from Venezia. Open fire!
You do not know the privilege of being a mother. There is power in creation. To shape a life, turn it toward happiness or despair. Her children were to be ours, raised to hunt and slay Saren's enemies. I won't be moved by sympathy, no matter who you bring into this confrontation.
Liara's here because she wants to be, not because I asked her to.
Indeed. What have you told him about me, Liara?
What could I say, Mother? That you're insane? Evil? Should I explain how to kill you? What could I say?
Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have.
I can't believe you'd kill your own daughter.
I now realize I should have been stricter with her. This is not over. Saren is unstoppable. My mind is filled with his light. Everything is clear.
The Rachni didn't cooperate with you. Why should I?
I will not betray him. You will. You must listen. Saren still whispers in my mind. I can fight his compulsions, briefly, but the indoctrination is strong.
Why are you able to break free of his control now?
I sealed a part of my mind away from the indoctrination, saving it for a moment when I could help destroy him. It will not last long.
So you could turn on me again?
Yes, but it would not be my will, Shepard. People are not themselves around Saren. You come to idolize him, worship him. You would do anything for him. The key is Sovereign, his flagship. It is a dreadnought of incredible size, and its power is extraordinary.
Sovereign's not like other ships. Where did it come from?
I cannot say. The Geth did not build it. Its technology is far more advanced than that of any known species. The longer you stay aboard, the more Saren's will seems correct. You sit at his feet and smile as his words pour into you. It is subtle at first. I thought I was strong enough to resist. Instead, I became a willing tool, eager to serve. He sent me here to find the location of the Mu relay. Its position was lost thousands of years ago.
How does something that big go missing?
4,000 years ago, a star nearby went supernova. The shockwave propelled the relay out of its system, but did not damage it. Its precise vector and speed are impossible to determine. As millennia passed, the nebula created by the nova enveloped the relay. It is difficult to find any cold object in interstellar space, particularly something swathed in hot dust and radiation.
Someone on Noveria found it?
2,000 years ago, the Rachni inhabited that region of our galaxy. They discovered the relay. The Rachni can share memories across generations. Queens inherit the knowledge of their mothers. I took the location of the relay from the Queen's mind. I was not gentle.
How did the Rachni find it?
They searched, patiently. They are territorial creatures, driven to close any possible way into their systems.
Why does Saren need the new relay?
He believes it will lead him to the conduit. I would tell you more if I could, but Saren did not share his counsel with me. I was merely a servant to his cause.
You can still make it right. Give me the information.
I was not myself, but I should have been stronger. I transcribed the data to an OSD. Take it, please.
Knowing the relay's coordinates is not enough. Do you know where he planned to go from there?
Saren wouldn't tell me his destination. But you must find out quickly. I transmitted the coordinates to him before you arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear. Fingers on my spine. You should. You should.
Mother, don't leave. Fight him.
You've always made me proud, Liara. Die. I cannot go on. You will have to stop him, Shepard.
Hold on. We've got Netagel. Maybe we can...
No. He is still in my mind. I am not entirely myself. I never will be again.
Mother.
Good night, little wing. I will see you again with the dawn. They always said there would be a...
This one serves as our voice. We cannot sing. Not in these low spaces. Your musics are colorless.
Musics? What?
Your way of communicating is strange. Flat. It does not color the air. When we speak, one moves all. We are the mother. We sing for those left behind. The children you thought silenced. We are Rachni.
How are you speaking through her?
Our kind sing through touchings of thought. We pluck the strings, and the other understands. She is weak to urging. She has colors we have no names for. But she is ending. Her music is bittersweet. It is beautiful. You are not in harmony with those who hoped to control us. What will you sing? Will you release us? Are we to fade away once more?
The Ragnar were a threat to the galaxy. Those tanks are filled with acid. If she gets out of hand, they dissolve her.
They made a mistake. They let the Krogan go too far. This is a chance for us to atone. She has done nothing to us.
Your companions hear the truth. You have the power to free us, or return our people to the silence of memory.
You could have calmed them if I hadn't set off the purge?
No. Our minds are not as yours. We can only learn to sing in harmony. Without a mother, children are lost to silence. You should not sing of them in gray and violet. We would have stilled them ourselves.
Are you a survivor from the war? A clone?
We do not know. We were only an egg, hearing Mother cry in our dreams. A tone from space hushed one voice after another. It forced the singers to resonate with its own sour yellow note. Then we awoke in this place, the last echo of those who came out from the singing planet. The sky is silent.
If I let you live, would you attack other races again?
No. I do not know what happened in the war. We only heard discordance, songs the color of oily shadows. We would seek a hidden place to teach our children harmony. If they understand, perhaps we would return.
I won't destroy your entire race. You'll go free.
You will give us the chance to compose anew? We will remember. We will sing of your forgiveness to our children.
Turians don't like the cold, Shepard. Did I ever mention that?
What's our next move, Commander? Head for the ME relay?
The ME relay could link to dozens of systems. Unless we know exactly where Saren's going, we'd just be wasting our time.
The commander is right. We cannot rush off blind. We still need to learn more about Saren.
Who put you in charge? Did the commander resign when I wasn't looking?
We're all on the same team here, Williams. She's just trying to help.
Sorry, Commander.
This is a tough mission. We're all on edge. Everyone go get some rest. Crew, dismissed.
Novaria report is away, Commander. You want me to patch it through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Is this report accurate, Commander? You found Rachni on Novaria?
And then released the Queen. Do you have any idea what you've done? How many generations until they overrun the galaxy?
This Queen is different. She understands why her kind had to be wiped out last time around.
I hope you're right, Shepard. Our children's children will pay the price if you're not.
We'll be waiting for your next report, Commander.
Boy, am I glad to be off of Novaria. I don't know which was worse, the cold or the corporations. One will freeze your balls off, the other will sell them out from under you. With all due respect, Commander.
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. She was your mother.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power.
The best of your mother lives on in you. Her determination, her intelligence, her strength.
That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
Well, we don't have the luxury of time. An Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
You're scared of us?
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
I'm doing the best I can, Liara.
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what happened on Akuz. The fact that you survived shows a remarkable strength.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you. To understand what made you into the man you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Are you sure you're interested in me? Or is it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Chief Williams.
How could you and I have a relationship? We're not even the same species.
Asari and humans are physiologically compatible in most ways, Commander. Of course, a relationship must involve more than mere physical contact. There must also be an emotional and spiritual connection between us. Our species may be different, but there are many things we could share. But none of this matters if you are already involved in a serious relationship with Chief Williams.
Williams and I are just friends, nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
I'm not interested in you in that way, Liara.
This is very embarrassing for me, Commander. Please, let's talk about something else.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Killing Saren's, what was Benezi anyway? Second in command? Advisor? Anyway, it should set him back a bit. I'm sure Dr. Tassoni's hurting, though. Poor kid. Having to kill her own mom.
Any opinion on the Rachni?
Off the record, if we had the option, I'd as soon have left it to the Council. We weren't out here during the Rachni War. I'm not sure we have any business getting involved.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the Council.
They deserve to know what we're up against.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
Anything I can do?
No, Commander, it'll settle down. It's rough sometimes, but they spike higher than a lot of L3s. Except for you, of course. Besides, I fared a lot better than some after Kinetics was through.
I haven't heard anything about Kinetics in a while.
Yeah, they quietly disappeared. Broke up into a bunch of little corps after they botched the training on Jump Zero. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and Ezo. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic. Kind of spiraled from there, Commander.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago. I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threaten? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. We just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
Well, it's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Saleon, I want to be there when you find him.
Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
You mean the Rachni, right? They were dangerous, Commander. They proved that 2,000 years ago. I think it was a mistake to let them go. But that wasn't my call to make. It was yours. If you haven't talked to Dr. Tassoni, you probably should. She just lost her mom. That has to hurt. Just saying, Commander.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Are you interested in the Lieutenant, Chief?
Of course not, sir. Fraternization is against regulations. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Where did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time.
Yeah, clear, man.
You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized. He never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made Chief. First thing he did was salute.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us.
Yep, not bad. Doing okay.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen Hellwire away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency.
On the FIFA channel. I'm just waiting for like the channel verification like to go through and that like on YouTube's end, so it should be done. It should be done like probably tomorrow or something. So I'll try again tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then hopefully like Tuesday. But yeah, just said it could take up to 24 hours for it to go through.
If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course. If he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into.
What was your thoughts on the game yesterday?
Great things to her figure, though.
So, what did you...
I mean, obviously, like, there was like a lot of like positives and that. I thought we played some good football and that. I thought Shaka looked really good. I mean, obviously, we expected that he would look good, but it was just nice seeing him in a Sunderland shirt on the pitch and obviously captaining the side. It was actually, to be honest, right, it was actually Ronaldo that impressed us like the most. I mean, don't get us wrong, Xhaka had a great game, and I know like he's going to get most of the credit, but I actually thought Ronaldo was excellent, even though he's playing out of position at centre back. I know he can play centre back, but I didn't realise just how calm and composed like Ronaldo is on the ball. I've seen him defend before, but I didn't realise he was that good on the ball. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I really enjoy watching Ronaldo. He's really good. But yeah, like obviously Xhaka really good. To be honest, I thought everyone was okay. Just the only ones that I didn't think were really at it was Harrison Jones, but he's playing left back, so we can't really have a go at him. Talby at times and Meander, them were the only three for me that struggled in my opinion. Everybody else I thought was okay.
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her.
Don't get why you play Jones at left back when you have Huggins on the bench. Yeah, that's a good point. Or, another thing we could have done, I mean, yeah, Huggins is a really good point, but we also could have moved Siddiqui like at left back, because Siddiqui can operate at full back because he's quite versatile. You could have had Siddiqui there, and then you could have had like Lafayette like on the pitch as well. So yeah, you could have done anything else and have poor Harrison Jones at left back, because that's the thing in that, like, I know it's only pre-season, but I do feel sorry for like Harrison, because every time he plays at left back, teams are always targeting that side because they know he's not an out and out left back. So
that's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
We thought Lafayette was on the bench, like, I don't know, like, I don't know if I misheard this or but I'm sure somebody said that the reason why Lafayette didn't start was because he apparently, like, was it like Lafayette had a little niggle or something and he couldn't play the full 90? I don't know if that's true, but that's something I might have, like, heard, and that's why he basically only got about, like, what did Lafayette get, about 20 minutes on the pitch? So I think he might have just had a little, like, issue, but nothing major.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually true, because when Lafayette did come on, he didn't seem as full-on energetic and, you know, like, looking to press as much as what he normally does when he's on the pitch, because for a playmaker and that, he is a proper workaholic, but when he came off the bench, I didn't think he was as active as what he normally is, so maybe he did have a little knock or something, I don't know.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now.
Guess we'll find out in the next few games if it was a niggle or he was.
That I believe in God.
Or he is the one that misses out in. You know what, right? I mean, obviously, like, whatever Labrie goes with, and that, obviously, like, yeah, you've got to, like, get behind it and hope it works and that, but personally, I do think Lafayette needs to play because you need that playmaker, whereas, I mean, yeah, don't get us wrong in that, like, I do think out of the midfield three, like, Siddiqui has been the one that's probably been the best of the three, but if it was up to me, and that, it's a hard one, being that, because for me, Diarra has to play because he's our record signing. It would look a bit daft if you left a £30 million player like on the bench. But at the same time, you would feel for Siddiqui because Siddiqui's been excellent in pre-season. Like, I've been really impressed with him. For me, Lafayette, Shaka. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like it's going to be between like Siddiqui and like Diarra who gets that spot. I still personally think Siddiqui will be the one that misses out, unfortunately.
You know that old saw, there's never an atheist in a foxhole?
But obviously you can always have squad rotation, like with Siddiqui and Diarra, like just depending on like the team that you're up against. Because I think Siddiqui would come in handy more, like in games, you know, where you haven't got much of the ball, and Siddiqui and like, you know, be winning the ball back and stuff.
Hello, have you people looked out the window?
But Lafia's got to play because you need that playmaker on the pitch. I know Shaka can be a playmaker in that, like with like how he can like, you know, like ping the ball around and that, but Lafia's that proper energetic playmaker that you need in the team.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I should get back to my duty, Skipper. Rifles don't maintain themselves. Not yet, anyway. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
I think probably Siddiqui, even though he's probably been most impressed by. Yeah, I agree. But he will suffer a bit in that because of him being the youngest and that. Even though again, like nothing against like Diarra or anything in that, because I do like the look of like Diarra, and obviously I've seen Diarra in action more than what I did Siddiqui, you know, like obviously when we just signed them before we saw pre-season games. Diarra looks fine, you can see his qualities from time to time, but it's Siddiqui, like Siddiqui's just the one that seems to stand out more than that, because that lad is all over the pitch.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small
I don't know whether like maybe like looking like too much like into this or not, but I'm hoping that we might be finally getting close to like getting a centre back or centre backs in, because apparently like I've heard that Jensen Seal's supposed to be like going out on loan to Nijmegen, like maybe to sweeten the deal because of us signing Robin Roos from them. I know it said Seal missed out with a minor precaution, but I think Seal is supposed to be going out on loan to Nijmegen. That's what I've heard. So if that's the thing, in that the only fit centre backs you've actually got are Ballard and Seal. So technically, you don't let like a centre back go unless you got centre backs coming in. So that's made me think surely we're going to see some movement this week. Like we have to. You keep looking. Yeah. Robin Roos. Yeah, didn't do anything wrong. Didn't really have much to do, but really good with the ball at his feet. Very vocal as well. That's what I like about him. He's only 22 and he's already more vocal than what Pato like, isn't that? Like he's like shouting, like, and that's what I want to see. That I want keepers to be like shouting and authoritative, and Robin Roos fits the bill. See what Alexa Jabdallah apparently going at. Yeah, I heard that.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up. To stop.
I won't be letting Seal go until we. Well, yeah, exactly. Like you shouldn't be doing it until the centre backs come in. But if Seal did go out on loan soon, well, then you'd like to think surely somebody's going to come in.
Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war.
I mean,
we needed to focus on
did you see that image, like Leighton, of was it Gasolfi, like in that like in that restaurant or whatever it was, and that like talking to like some agents. Now I know the agents of like Abdullah Bar and Timothy Pembelia and that, but they are agents to like a lot of players and that. So like I don't know, could that be like something interesting? Because like there was talk about like was it like a private jet or something? And that was it like on Friday that came in like from Paris and that, so I don't know. I don't know if it's something or not.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
Probably is the right decision, but yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't be letting him go until.
He arranged a
yeah,
crush with
that is
the
true.
tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk.
Yeah, you're saying it. Yeah.
We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from and where we all go.
Yeah, it'll just be like interesting to say like if it was like. I hope it just wasn't the case of discussing like futures of like Abdullah Barr and Timothy Pembelia, because that would be a little bit disappointing. Surely it's about like talking about like technically some players that are like maybe playing France or something, or like you would like to think.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest.
I wouldn't be shocked if Pembelia and Barr future was brought up, but hopefully that's one about. Yeah, you'd like your things though, wouldn't you?
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
No. Now that I have my family...
I mean, we do need... I still think we do need another, like, winger, because... I don't know, I actually thought... I thought Talby started the game okay yesterday, but I don't know, like... I don't want to go in too like hard on him because he's only 20-year-old, but for a winger and that, he does seem to go backwards too much and that. Like he just seems too scared to take his man on, and that he's too scared of making a mistake at the minute. That's why I don't think Talby's ready at the minute, and that's why I think we need another winger. I mean, apparently the agents of Barr and Pembelia are also agents of that Dylan like Bakwa from Strasbourg. I'll take him in a heartbeat, and that he'd be fantastic. And that's if they were talking about like him or anything, but Bakwa would be a good shout, and he's left footer as well, so obviously be perfect on the right. They wouldn't be flying over to speak about players. Well, yeah, exactly, and that obviously when you're talking about like players that already play for your club and that, you could easily do that over the phone or a Zoom call or something. So surely it's got to be like talking with agents about potential signings. It has to be, otherwise, what is the point?
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
I like what someone like actually said. Someone actually thought, like, I know there was 3 of them, right? But I like how like someone actually thought one of them looked like that Dutch centre back from Leipzig, that was like Geerstruider, like he's called, that 25-year-old who can play right back and centre back. Now it would be funny if it was him, and that, because he'd be a brilliant signing him. I think he would actually be better than Diakite and Lasumi, if I'm being honest, but probably wasn't him, but just someone thought it looked like him.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
Especially when they're not on the plans, like, exactly.
I'm sleeping
yeah.
much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission.
Yeah, like Barr, obviously not good enough, and that tries to do too much, and that tries to be too clever, and Pembelia to me just has a stinking attitude, and that, yeah.
I should go.
See you later. Hey, Shepard. Do you need something?
I should go.
See you later.
Did you read anything in Neil, Brennan, Roberts, Knockett? Yeah, I did think, I mean, I do get what, Labrie was doing and that, I mean, obviously not Huggins and that, because technically, for me, Huggins doesn't get, like, anywhere near the Premier League, like, team and that, like, yeah, like, obviously, he could be, like, a backup option if you don't send him out on loan, but, like, Labrie clearly wanted to try and go with his almost strongest 11, like possible and try and give everyone like near enough 90 minutes or so. So I do get that. But at the same time, I would have... I mean, I don't know about Dan Neil or Alan Brown personally, but I definitely would have considered chucking on like Patrick Roberts maybe for Talby or something. I definitely would have considered that. But... so that's the thing, we play at Augsburg on Saturday. Like you just know that the second string team will go and play that, so obviously like Neil, Roberts and Brown will go play against Augsburg, and then the main team will play against Vallecano on the Sunday. Is that right? Augsburg Saturday, and then Vallecano Sunday, isn't it?
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
I would have brought Neil on personally. Imagine how he must be feeling right now with it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like, I suppose, like, if he's on the bench and that, like, yeah, I suppose, like, at least maybe, like, give him some minutes off the bench, but... I mean, that... You know, personally, deep down, right, I do think... Even though deep down I still don't think Dan Neil is good enough for the Premier League, right, I do actually think he would probably still have a chance, unlike Roberts and Brown, who I do think personally, I don't think like Roberts and Brown like actually have a future, and I wouldn't be surprised even if Roberts end up like leaving at some point, especially if another winger comes in, and I do think Brown will leave. I do think Dan Neil would have a future, but it's got to be this contract situation. So... it's the only thing I can think of.
Commander, I'm glad you stopped to talk. I wanted to tell you how unfortunate it was that Analea Sama was caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Rest assured, I bear you no ill will.
Unfortunate? He was a criminal, Captain.
The Executive Board is not concerned with galactic law, Commander. That's why this planet was settled, after all. As far as they are concerned, Analea Sama went too far. On Noveria, you may do what you wish, so long as you do not disturb public order. I only request that you limit the number of disturbances you provoke.
You don't think Robert Schools?
I would consider it a favor.
Well, I mean, yeah, I originally like thought like, yeah, I can see Roberts like staying, but maybe like, you know, like obviously like as a squad player. But the fact that Roberts didn't even come off the bench to me kind of shows. I don't know, like do we even still want Roberts? Because like technically like I thought Roberts would have come off the bench. I didn't really, like, at the time, I didn't think, like, anything about Neil or Brown, but I thought, like, surely Roberts is, like, would come off the bench, and the fact that he didn't, I don't know, I'm not really sure now.
I don't intend to make life difficult for anyone.
I appreciate that, Commander.
I know it's the right decision making Shaka Captain, but I still don't know how I would feel about giving that, but what, yeah.
I would be grateful if you would finish your business and leave.
You know, like, which way I'm looking at it at the minute, right? I've been watching a lot of, you know, the Welcome to Wrexham, right? And that really good like documentary, by the way. It's just one of those things that, like, with the journey that we've been on, yes, we've had some good servants for this club, right? But unfortunately, we're at that stage now where we need better quality in the team, and clearly, with the ambitions that the club have, a lot of these players are just not going to make the cut in the Premier League, and that's obviously, yes, it's cruel, it's not fair to some of these players who's been, like, been here during the bad times, and that, but I said this, like on someone's, like, channel yesterday, it's like, what do you want? Keep everyone that got you promoted through sentimental reasons, but get relegated, or build near enough almost a completely new team and stop up and try and build something in that, like, long term to try and be a successful football club, like in the Prem where we belong. It would have got interesting if Neil got brought on for Sadiq of Shaq. I mean, I will say one thing, to be fair. I am actually surprised that Shaka actually played the full 90. I know, like, obviously Shaka's fit because he did play, like, a pre-season game for Leverkusen before he joined us. But I am shocked that he actually did play the full, like, 90. Because obviously Ronaldo, like, came off Ronaldo, like, obviously only played about, like, what, 60, 65 minutes? So, yeah, I actually thought Shaka, like, would have... To be honest, deep down, I didn't think Shaka was going to start. I thought Shaka would have, like, was just going to be on the bench. But I suppose it's also a good sign, the fact that, obviously, it does prove, like, even at the age of 32, Shaka's still got a really good engine and good fitness on him, that he can still last, like, full games, which is good. I think he never missed a game. Exactly, yeah. Although I think his first season with Leverkusen, I think he played every single game in that. But I think if you go on the transfer market, I think he made 30. I think he made 30 appearances, like, last season. So I'm not sure if he might have missed maybe 1 or 2 games, maybe. But he pretty much featured in nearly every game. So yeah, like, Shaka's not like an injury-prone player or anything like that. Although there again, we said that about Alan Brown, like, before he came here and that, and Brown picked up a couple of injuries last season, and he was never injured at bloody, like, Preston. But I suppose it's just one of those things, isn't it?
Been a while since I've seen you. What brings you back?
Vehicle repairs, of course.
That's what I like to hear. Let's see what you need.
You only missed 1 game in the league, and what wasn't it? He picked up. Well, alright, fair enough. Yeah. But to be fair though, that is, like, something that Shaka's actually, like improved on, like, as he's got like, older, because at Arsenal and that. Yeah, like, at times his disciplinary record wasn't great. At times he was, like, a bit like another Lee Catmull type at Arsenal. Like, he had these, like, you know, rash, like, moments of just getting your stupid cards or getting red cards. But to be fair in that, like, his final season at Arsenal and the last 2 seasons at Leverkusen, I think he's actually matured a lot more. Like, yeah, he's still got, like, the passion and the leadership and everything, but I think he has cut out some of, like, the silliness in the last couple of years and that, which is obviously good. Played every Champions League game. There you go. Actually, I'm just going to quickly go get a drink. I'll be right back. I'm back. I think it might help Shaka being in a young group because he will know that he can't do anything daft because he's got young players who's looking up. Yep, that is very true. That's very true. I think it's just like, I mean, I would still like to say maybe at least one more experienced like player like come in before the window shuts. And again, it doesn't have to be like anyone in the 30s, like even like a 26, 27, 28 or like 29-year-old like come in, whether that's like, you know, like one of the, like maybe an experienced centre back, or maybe later on in the window if things aren't going well, like an experienced striker or maybe an experienced winger or like experienced fullback or something, I don't know, but I would like to see like one more come in. And that, but the experience, like the whole balance between youth and experience, and that like looked okay. Like, to be fair, on Saturday, especially when you got Ronaldo and obviously Xhaka in there.
Miss Parasini contacted me as she lifted off-world. The board will be taking me into protective custody. I expect I will be testifying in the next few days.
I think 26, 27, 28. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Miss Parasini contacted me as she lifted off.
I mean, obviously, like, yeah, like a John Lasumi, who's obviously 27, would be great, but again, obviously, we still don't know with that one. You know, when it comes to like centre backs and that, there's actually a few that I would actually like consider, and that who I actually think we could definitely afford, and that, and I don't think they're unrealistic, and that Jakub Kiwior from Arsenal, who has apparently been made available. You could probably get him for about 20-25 million. Or maybe Axel Disasi, like from Chelsea, or Renato Vega from Chelsea. Like, players like that I think would be brilliant for us. I know that, yeah, like, I know they're a little bit hit and miss like at their actual clubs, but for a team like us, they would be brilliant.
I'm sorry.
Go find something else to do, stupid mammal.
That one seems odd. Some says he's rejected us, some saying he's still deciding what he... Yeah, exactly, you don't know what to believe. But there again though, I suppose that you still can't completely rule it out either, can you? Because for a while, and that, like, we thought, oh, we're getting Xhaka. Oh, it's not happening now because he's, like, apparently his family didn't want to come, and then there was like some daft reports saying like oh, Xhaka's like decided that he's just going to stay at Leverkusen, but we still ended up getting him. So until somebody actually comes out and says, like, for definite, or like John Lasumi is staying at Bologna or he's signed a new contract, I suppose you can't rule it out. But I just hope that he's not the only centre back we're looking at. I mean, surely he isn't, but because like it has been dragging on for a while, and I try not to like panic or get worried in that, because we have had a fantastic window. Don't get us wrong, we have had a fantastic window, but 2 weeks to go until the season starts, and I'm still very concerned that when you think about it, we've still only brought one defender in this window, and that's Ronaldo. Yes, we've brought in central midfielders, we've brought wingers in, we've brought a goalkeeper in, which is fantastic, but only one defensive recruit so far. We've already got so many injuries with the defence. I mean, no O'Nien, no Alicia, no Serkin, no Hjelde, and that. And obviously Sealed, obviously got an issue, but obviously will go out on loan at some point. But we desperately need defenders in, like, as soon as possible. That's what just has me, like, worried at the minute. It's just, like, the lack of noise. Now, yes, I know, like, obviously, maybe, like, tonight or in the morning out of the blue, you could get Fabrizio Romano coming out and saying, oh, like, we've agreed to sign a random centre-back that we weren't linked with, and it could be a good one, we don't know. But I just want it sorted, like, as soon as possible, because that's the only thing that's got me really worried at the minute is the defence. I mean, yeah, to be fair, the defence looked okay, like yesterday against Real Betis, but you still don't want that defence against West Ham, do you know what I mean? I mean, ideally, you don't want Ronaldo playing out of position, you want him playing left back, and you want a good centre-back playing alongside Ballard. Get a top centre-back in it, and then I'm very happy with you and Ballard and you centre-back and Ronaldo. And I think that's a really good defence, but it needs to get addressed as soon as possible.
Stand by, short.
Isn't he in the last year of his
decontamination?
Oh, you're on about John Lasumi, yeah. Yeah, he's only got a year left on his deal. I think also as well, I do think Bologna are being greedy buggers as well, because he's in the last year of his deal, but the price what they're asking is near enough what his release clause actually was. So in a way, I mean, yeah, he's a good centre back, and I think he'd be a great signing for us. But he's 27-year-old. He's got 1 year left. You could end up technically paying anywhere between 22 to about over 25 million £25 for
Good
someone.
timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the
like from someone that's technically like, yeah, only got a year left on his deal.
It's not his signature. I think it's from the council. I'll patch it through to the
For the start 11, I also think one centre back very good, changes everything out. The full back in it. Yeah. So surely they want it sort of one way or another, not risking losing. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I understand obviously Bologna want to get a good deal on that, but it is still a lot of money what they want. But if we're that desperate for him and he's our main target, we'll just pay it and get it over and done with. If he wants to come, that is.
We've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander. But they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate
It's the same with us, but I guess he's only got a year left, but we'll still want to get the best. Oh yeah, definitely.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved.
Well, yeah, like with Neil and that, you could get anywhere between about 5 to 10 million, or even maybe a little bit more than that, just because of him being English and obviously being, you know, like 23-year-old. So, yeah, you could do. I mean, that's the thing in that, like, 'cause some people are talking, like, I've heard some people say Ipswich might potentially have a look at him because Ipswich failed to get Hayden Hackney. So, and even though originally I thought, like, Borough might look at Neil and that, you know, like, if Hackney was to go, but, like, Hackney might stay at Borough now, so, yeah, maybe Ipswich might potentially have a look at him, and, I mean, that's the thing in that, like, if Ipswich were willing to pay about 15 mil for, like, Hayden Hackney, well, technically, I don't think Dan Neil is that much different, so... Hasn't went... Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. That's the first game of the championship next Friday, isn't it? Birmingham Ipswich. That should be a good game. Yeah. I've really been impressed with Birmingham's transfer business. I mean, Wrexham are starting to do some good business as well, to be fair, but I really do like the look of Birmingham's squad, especially from, like, just coming up from League One as well. Very ambitious project. Oh no, I sound like Sunderland, but... I think he can do better than Ipswich. Yeah, because Neil will probably look at the whole situation of Birmingham Birmingham will definitely get top 6 with that squad, and that should do. Because yeah, that's the thing. Neil was linked with Everton a couple of times when we were in the Championship, but maybe, like, teams are probably thinking now that teams like Everton probably won't be looking at him like now, because they'll be thinking, well, hang on, he's only got a year left on his contract. he's not signing one, and why is Sunderland not playing him in pre-season? And that's I don't know. Oh yeah, Roma, West Ham as well. I mean, to be fair, and I suppose you couldn't rule out West Ham because West Ham are doing a little bit of strange business at the moment, aren't they? I mean, they took a massive gamble with Callum Wilson. I mean, don't get us wrong. I wouldn't have said no to Callum Wilson if he wasn't injury prone. But the fact is that Newcastle got rid of him because he's injury prone, and that is a massive gamble. And that's I don't know. Yeah, maybe West Ham. Maybe you never know. I definitely don't think Roma would be a good move for Dan Neil and that because I don't think he'd give it like much of a chance. Not with the midfield options that Roma's got. Don't really think it would like work out for him at Roma. I suppose you couldn't rule out a move abroad, but I wouldn't say Roma. Like not for me personally. If Neil tries to see it the last year and tries to look at the free agent. I mean that's the thing in that. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen. Like basically, what needs to happen, right, is, to be honest, deep down, I don't mind if Dan Neil stays. Like, I don't. And that, just as long as he's a squad player and he's not first choice. I don't mind if he's like on the bench and that, and he's, like, playing in the cup games, and yeah, but that's the thing, like, what Dan Neil needs to think, right, is he will, if he stays, he will get game time at some point. When AFCON comes along, he will play. Because you'll lose Siddiqui, you'll lose Diarra, so technically you could end up with a midfield three of Xhaka, Neil and Lafayette, which wouldn't be too bad, because I suppose Dan Neil is probably better, more advanced than what he actually is, because I don't think Dan Neil's good as like the sitter for me. Like, he's like teams just go through us so easy. But if Dan Neil was playing a bit further forward, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I definitely don't want to lose a homegrown player on a free transfer and that, because like I said, because of his age and that, like, whether you actually rate him or not, there is still money to be earned there. I mean technically it's like Chris Rigg as well. I know like Chris Rigg's not 100% at the minute, even though there's a chance Chris Rigg might be back for Sunday. But yeah, probably be like Xhaka, Lafayette and Neil over. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just going to say. Like, yeah, I don't think Chris Rigg will get much game time straight away either. I think Rigg will be just on the bench. But yeah, like the players like Rigg and Neil will get opportunities come December and January time. So yeah, I mean, obviously like Rigg won't go. We know that. Even though I wouldn't rule out like Rigg maybe going next season or something, but obviously Rigg will stay this season 100%. But yeah, like, to be honest, not like, yeah, like if you do put Neil or, as long as you have Xhaka and Lafayette, I suppose you could get away with one of Neil or Rigg in there. Well, like obviously when AFCON comes around, so I suppose it's not the worst options, I suppose. I mean, it's like Mundell, like, as well. You know, to be honest, God's honest truth right now. If Mundell wasn't, it's a shame about Mundell, right? Because I know, like, yeah, Mundell. To be honest, I actually think Mundell's very similar to like Adingra, where he excites you. There's something about him, yeah. Like sometimes he might overdo things a bit too much, but if Mundell wasn't injured, I actually would have gone with Mundell on the left and Adingra on the right, like, to be honest. Because, like I says, I'm just not 100% sure with Talby, like, at the moment. Who do you think is higher in the pecking order, Neil, over? What, higher in the pecking order? I would definitely say Rig, because of obviously his age and potential and the fact of, you know, the big clubs that's been linked with him. So I would definitely say, like, Rig. Yeah.
Commander, you see this? They just received a supply run 2 days ago. The Rachni worked fast.
Tell me about that supply ship. This planet is supposed to be uninhabited. The Rachni didn't come from nowhere.
Hang on. Seems these things are drones, dispatched
There's
at
another thing
irregular
you could
intervals
also
from
play
different
Rig
depots
out wide,
to
like
reduce
before
the
finally you
likelihood
need
of
to get
tracking.
him.
Got it.
If you need him,
It came
yeah.
from Argos Row.
Wherever it is, there's probably more Rachni there. Let's get to the bottom.
Although I'm not always a bit... I know Rig can play out there and that, but I'm not always a big fan of Rig playing out wide and that. I don't mind Rig playing central or anything. I think Rig can actually do a job like central, but out wide,
Mayday!
I don't know.
Mayday! Mayday! This is Lieutenant Marie Durand, 314th Infantry, Alliance 10th Frontier Division. The listening post has been overrun by unidentified hostile life forms. Request immediate extraction.
See, like, we're in a situation right now, right, where I think Rig knows, Rig knows he's better off staying at Sunderland because he knows, like, obviously, yeah, eventually Rig will get a big move somewhere, but if he goes to, like, a big club somewhere, he's going to be stuck on the bench anywhere. He might even get shipped out on loan, you don't know. But obviously, basically it would just be the same situation, like with Rig and that, instead of, like, dropping down to the Championship and that, which obviously he doesn't want, stay at Sunderland and get the odd game here and there and plenty of minutes off the bench and that, which is still okay for his development, where someone like Dan Neil, he wants to play week in, week out, but that's obviously not going to happen. So what Neil needs to think is either a squad player, like, in and out in the Premier League with us, or drop down to the Championship and play week in, week out. But he's probably going to have the same problem. Like, if he did get promoted, where if he goes up with a team that's ambitious and has loads of money to spend, he'll probably end up in the same boat again. So maybe he needs to, like, be a little bit, like, careful, like, what he wants. Definitely wouldn't be the first option. You would definitely need to be careful what games you do that. But oh yeah, that's true. It's an option. I think that's just like a worst case scenario, like with Rig out wide. But yeah, it's an option. The difference is with Rig is that at the age where he doesn't need to play in week out. Well, he is at the age where yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, because Rig's at a situation where, like, he still can't afford to get his big move just yet, because he knows if he does that, then he's going to get it even, like, less game time. So, I mean, yeah, obviously Neil wants to play like week in, week out, and I totally get that. I do. You know, God's honest truth, right? Like, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, this Dan Neil like situation's going to drag on all summer, right? But now that I'm kind of thinking about it, do I think he will actually leave? No, I don't. I think he'll definitely be here, and that maybe let's just think. No, I'm actually going to say it. I mean, yeah, I'll probably be made to look like an idiot and that, and then he'll probably leave in the next couple of days or so. But no, I think Neil might end up staying because it's just the fact that we haven't heard of like any interest. You know what I mean? Now, I know the club like keep a lot of you still think he does? Yeah. No, I mean, like I don't blame you thinking that. I know the club like keep incomings as quiet as possible, but when it comes to like departures and stuff, there's usually like a lot more rumours about it, like with key players, isn't there? Like if they're gonna leave. I don't know. Imagine if we actually get like a bit of a shock and that, like, alright, we'll just take it like your way. Neil leaves, but imagine Alan Brown staying. I wouldn't actually be against that, to be honest, and that, like, I can't say it personally. I mean, deep down I do think Alan Brown will go, but it would be funny if Alan Brown was the one that actually did stay in the end. I just think if signing your contract would have done by now, but I guess you could say the same with Sirkin. Yeah. Yeah, like you said, like Sirkin will sign a new contract because obviously, unless like Tottenham like do come in for him, you know, because of that whole, you know, like homegrown players, you know, for Champions League or anything, I can't see any other team coming in for Sirkin because of like how injury prone he is.
I say we get the hell out of here.
First Lieutenant Durand, sir. 3rd Brigade, 14th Infantry Regiment, and I am damn glad to see you.
We heard you needed some backup.
Actually, we need to get the hell out of here. But I guess your ship couldn't carry us all. They dropped us here a few months back. We get supplies
Brown
every
will
couple
go, but
weeks.
wouldn't be surprised if Neil goes, because if both Neil and Brown, you probably yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that's another thing as well. And I mean, ideally, and after signing Shaka, we don't really need to sign another central midfielder like now. But like you says, if you lose both Brown and Neil, you are going to have to bring somebody in because we do have to think about AFCON, don't we?
Why are you out here in the first place?
There's been a lot of pirate activity in this cluster. We set up a chain of listening posts in the local systems, in case they have a staging base.
We do have a ship in orbit. We could bombard them.
Wouldn't do much good. They're moving around deep underground. The only time they come near the surface, and they're right on our position. You bombard them, you take us out too.
They're called Rachni. You get a supply ship in recently?
Yeah, but that was an Alliance ship, Commander. I mean, it was a drone, running on automatics. But what...
We've seen
the club will want to sign a 5th midfield in the same window if you include the fear sign. Right, yeah. So obviously they're going to have to try and like convince one of them to stay as a squad player.
We might be able to hold them off if we were at peak, but you can see the fighting's busted this place up.
Do what you can to secure your position. We'll see if we can get some of your defenses operational.
Aye, aye, Commander. You heard the man. Everybody pool magazines and grenades. Take a leak and a drink while you can. And if anyone wants a smoke, it's as good a time as any.
Brown more likely. He's fairly never played in the Premier League, he might decide that. You never know.
How are those repairs coming? We'll hold.
You got any extra ammo, sir?
I suppose one thing what you could take into like consideration, like with Alan Brown, what he has, but what maybe someone like Dan Neil doesn't have is, yeah, even though Alan Brown's never played in the Premier League like Neil, Alan Brown is a full like international with like the Republic of Ireland, and he has played against top opposition players before, so he does have that experience. You know what I mean, of playing against better caliber players. Obviously, that doesn't mean Alan Brown's good enough like for the Premier. I don't think he is. And that, but he does know what it takes to play against top players. So, I don't know. Still have a lot of players to get out though. Can't really honestly. If 22 players leave, but well, yeah, why would gotta get a lot of them out. I mean, right now, if you go on the transfer market, I'm sure the squad size for us is about 36 or 37, and that's all. Like, yeah, you've got to get quite a lot of them out. 2 meals. Oh yeah, true. Oh yeah, like if it was up to me and that, I would rather Neil stay in that, because obviously being like younger and like and homegrown. But it's just like the whole situation, like we're saying, of like Brown's probably the one that wouldn't mind actually playing very little, but still getting that odd appearance off the bench here and there. Whereas obviously Dan Neil wants to play more. So. 40 players on the contract, yeah. obviously that rumour with Patterson. I saw like something about like what he might need surgery or something. Is that the rumour you're on about? Because if that's true, then I wouldn't be surprised if we go back in for that Dimitro, like you know, Riznik, and that's from Shakhtar. Yeah, no rumour, but that's weird. So you should be. Yeah, strange. I mean, I have heard like other like rumours about Pato and that, but I don't know like what the whole thing entails and that. Like something about like what he was drunk or something, he was singing or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. You don't really know like what to believe at the minute. Like, yeah, you don't really know what to believe at the minute because apparently like there's been like some rumour or something saying that like Isidore might be going to Saudi Arabia or something. Now, is that true? I mean, I hope not, but so honestly, you just don't know what to believe these days. I don't really want to see it, but the rumour he is being accused. I see. I mean, obviously, again, we don't know, like, if it's actually true, but if that is the case, and it is true, yeah, what I am, like, hopefully it is. I think, given what's happened in the past, they could be upfront about if it's true rather than say. Yeah. Well, yeah, that is true. Yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously signing up and like routes and that, like, obviously isn't anything like bad or dramatic or anything, because we already knew, and that like it was obviously stated that the club wanted to sign a new goalkeeper like this summer, and that we already knew that. But I tell you, but that's the thing. I mean, but there again, though, like this whole like surgery thing and stuff and that. I mean, let's just say, if something does come out like by the club and confirms, you know, that Pato is undergoing surgery, right? And then you sign a new another goalkeeper, then you're like, okay, fair enough, so there's nothing in it. But if we do sign another goalkeeper and there's nothing even confirmed or mentioned by the club, but like regarding an injury, like a serious injury or anything, then there definitely is something going on then. If we sign a goalkeeper out of like nowhere, and that before anything's confirmed, then I will start to worry. We need to sign a keep us. You can't read it. If we were sign a second, then pick. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, sign a second. Sign another goalkeeper once something's confirmed. That's or like Pato's like injured and he's going to be out for a while. Then okay, like fair enough. But if nothing's confirmed, then yeah, then unfortunately, I think like some like rumors are probably true then. I mean, there again, at the same time, right? You know, when you think about it, we've hardly seen anything of Pato like this pre-season, where even though Sirkin and Rig have pretty much missed majority of pre-season, and that even Luke O'Nien, even Agialisa, even Hjelda, for example, you've seen them feature so much behind the scenes and that. But with Pato, even Isidore lately, like to be fair on that, you're not really seeing anything of like them. And I'm even like talking about like with Pato, like even before like the whole mention of you would still think he would be like, you know, like still with the goalkeepers and stuff, but he's not even featuring. So, like, are both the rumors like true? Like has Pato been doing dodgy stuff and that? I mean, is Isidore really going? I don't know. Yeah, we need to sign. I think I've seen Pato in one video. Oh, mate, Ronaldo, right? But how long ago was that video? Like when Ronaldo like first turned up? Because that was still a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? You can't see Isidore going. Well, I hope not. I mean that's the thing. I don't want in Portugal, right? We're Pato, yeah. But we haven't actually. But that's the thing. Though, we haven't actually seen like anything of like Pato since they've come back, though. Have we? I mean, I wouldn't be fully against. I mean, I don't want Isidore to go, but I wouldn't be against him going. You know, just say like if you end up like fetching in a really good experienced striker along with a mark like you, like for example. Even though we're having to wait a little bit now for Mark Yu and that because of the whole postponement of the bloody, you know, the plane. Even though whether there's something in that or not, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I've seen some of the Isidore being offered good money and the club being offered good money too. Yeah. So there has actually been like proper interest then.
Holy hell, sir. Talk about a near-run thing. You alright?
Never mind me. Are you alright?
Still on my feet. But we've been fighting for almost 26 hours straight. None of us will be standing for long.
Ma'am, we're getting a signal from one of the ground scan UAVs. A big hollow space about 500 meters under the surface.
Right. That must be it. That must be where they're coming from. My people aren't in any condition for a clearing operation, though.
Just point us in the right direction.
You don't have to do that, Commander. We've bled them. We can probably hold until a bigger ship arrives to get us off-world. If you want to take a throw at it, we'll give you the coordinates. But it's your call. You saved our asses, Commander. Thanks.
I mean, that's the thing, like, it is strange because, like, yeah, like, since they've come back from Portugal, like, yes, yes, I know that they are injured, but you're still seeing footage of other injured players, but you're not seeing anything really of Pato and Isidore since they've come back, so that just gets you like thinking, is something going on? I don't know. It's weird. Alright, okay, yeah.
En route.
You're a hell of a soldier. We're good, Commander. We're good, Commander.
Yeah, exactly in that, because yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting like Pato to be back or anything like for like real betters. I mean, none of us like were in that. But with Isidore, yeah, like he was supposed to be. The whole talk was that he was supposed to be like, yeah, we weren't expecting Isidore to start yesterday, but he was supposed to be like back for the Betis game and to play some part, and wasn't even on the bench. So, I don't know. So that's the thing, in that like we need to get rid of players and that, but you can't have a situation where, like, yeah, we need to get rid of players, but we hope we don't get rid of like players that you still want to keep around. So. I mean, yeah, Robin Roos has come in, but I would still like to keep Pato around because I still think he would still get some like game time. And that, and yeah, it's the same way Isidore, where, yeah, like, whether or not the strike force, like, cuts it straight away in the Prem remains to be seen and that, but you still want to keep him around, so. Quite weird, but I see Neil link a post on Instagram saying Pato might need surgery. I know if he's made, but I find it weird why would. Yeah, like from a random fan. Yeah, that does seem a bit weird. Just all feels weird with them too, especially at least with Neil. You still, yeah, exactly, and obviously it's like you know that when I showed you like Shaka and not like training and that. You even saw Sirkin still training, like even though he's still not quite right at the minute, because of his whole like wrist injury and stuff. But Sirkin was there. I mean, I know he was in the background like training like on his own, but he was there. But you're not even seeing Isidore or Pato or anything, which just like gets you thinking there could be like more going on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you're seeing rig training like as well, and that even though like rig's obviously not 100% yourself, but obviously you're still seeing them. See, that's the thing. I know this might sound a little bit, like, controversial, right? Because what we have to think, I know, like, I do like Isidore, right? Like, even though, like, sometimes I do criticise him, you know, like, for his hold-up player and if he doesn't score goals, like, sometimes I don't think he really offers much, right? But I do like him and he's got a good attitude. But maybe we still need to be a little bit careful with Isidore, because to be fair, I know he loves it here, but we still did sign him. Like, from Zenit St. Petersburg. Now, there's a reason why he went to Russia in the first place, and obviously that was for money. Because obviously, I know not many foreign players go to Russia now, you know, like, since the whole, like, Ukraine, like, invasion, but there is a reason why a lot of foreign players used to, and why some even today still go to, like the Russian Premier League because of money. So, has Isidore, like, actually let money get to his head now or something, and that maybe he wants more money now? I don't know. Hopefully I'm just looking too much into it, but it's just when he was a young lad and that he went to like Lokomotiv Moscow and that, like, when he was a young lad, and he'll been on a hell of a lot of money, and then his money all doubled when he went on loan to Zenit, and then when Zenit, like, bought him after. I mean, yeah, I know he joined, like, us in the championship, but I don't know. Maybe because he was just like desperate to get away, like, because of the whole, you know, just getting out of, like, Russia and stuff. I don't know, but I just worry though, like, could he be, like, tempted to, like, a move like to Saudi Arabia or something like that? I don't know. Go for, yeah. Even though, like, he could do, because he's already made one of those moves in his career, but you just hope, is he more wiser now, because he's 24, I mean, he'll turn 25, and, like, what, later this month or September he turns 25, so you'd like to hope he's a lot, like, wiser now, and maybe it's not the case. Maybe it is just injuries and stuff, maybe it is just injuries, maybe we're just thinking too much into it, but
Personal data recorder for Major Elena Flores.
it would just be nice to, like, start seeing some, like, footage of that, like, I mean, aye, fair enough, Pat, or okay, fair enough, but at least Ace
Play the first entry.
Sigma 23 is almost fully operational. The barracks and storage lockers are complete, and we've begun stocking the munitions. It's highly unlikely the Alliance will patrol in the nebula. I expect our only risk will be from pirates, and who'll believe them? Looks like we'll have space for 2 reinforced platoons of Cerberus commandos.
Cerberus. Damn, we should have known.
Play the second entry.
The package arrived today for field testing. I'm told they're fundamentally similar to the units being developed on Novaria. They promise this batch
and if he
will be
wants
stable.
more money, we
Something
shouldn't
about
give
them developing in proximity to the master
him
control
being
unit.
6 months into him.
We
3.5
detected some
years,
pirates setting
yeah.
up an anchorage in a neighboring system. I think we'll try deploying them there first.
Play the last entry.
They've escaped containment. Clever bastards.
That's the only thing that gives you a little bit of encouragement of, like, what I'm saying is a load of, like, rubbish, and I hope I'm just talking a load of rubbish, because he has got a really good attitude, and you can tell that he really does love it here and that, but I just hope that money isn't a factor in that, because if it is, then yeah, he does seem like the type where he might get tempted away, like, if there was more money thrown his way.
For the final time.
This is a familiar story. A failed experiment with the Rachni. Nice to see humans are consistently stupid.
Let's go.
Hector Bellerin knows Luke all night. Really? Yeah. I did say like Hector Bellerin, like, catching up with Granit Xhaka and that, because obviously the time at, like, Arsenal together and that, but yeah, 09 and Bellerin, yeah. I didn't know that. I mean, is Hector Bellerin coming to Sunderland, because that'd be nice. Nah, not really. I wouldn't say no to Hector Bellerin, like, to be honest, and I still think even at the age of, what, 30 now and that, I still think he would do a job. posted a picture of him and Luke one with Bellerman's. Alright, nice. I love praising all these random yeah. Yeah, I don't mind pre-season. That's nice, like especially when you come up against like, you know, like a lot of like European clubs and stuff. Oh, I forgot to do that. For Isco, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was real better as best player on the pitch by a country mile. Isco. I mean, Isco like 32, 33 now. He's still really good for his age. I mean, obviously Champions League winner and that. Obviously a winner with Spain as well, so... The only thing that's held Isco back in his career and that is injuries. If it wasn't for injuries and that, I think Isco could have been world class. I really do. Although to be fair though, as he's like... Yeah, 33. To be fair, as he's getting older and that, he has actually managed to like avoid... Like getting like as many injuries and that. It's just when he was younger, injuries used to be a problem for him, but it's just a shame that as he's getting older, the injuries aren't really as common now. But must be the Real Madrid curse or something, because it happened to Gareth Bale, it happened to Eden Hazard as well, so... Yeah, injury trouble like him. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, he stretched it off, wasn't he? It's a shame and that, like, cause I do like James Maddison and that, but can't stay fit. I mean, that's the thing, even when he's not injured and that, like I don't know if you've seen that stat before, and that where he very rarely finishes a full 90. And that his fitness levels are just not great and that, like even if he's not injured and that, like that's... I wouldn't be surprised if James Maddison's one of those players that ends up like packing in or retiring like in the next like couple of years or so. And that because his fitness levels are just not great.
Personal data recorder for Major Elena Flores.
Let's go.
Someone's crying about it, yeah. And even Son's like leaving as well after 10 years at the club. I think he's supposed to be going to he's going to LAFC from the MLS, isn't he? I mean, Son's been like a great player or like a Tottenham like legend and that, but oh, what's it? Oh, you're on about Maddison, yeah, maybe. Yeah, like Huminson was a great player and that, but unfortunately I do think his legs are going now. He's 33-year-old. I mean, personally, I thought he would have went back to like Korea or something. Yeah, that's a good point. That with Hugo Lloris, yeah. To be honest, I'm still surprised like Hugo Lloris actually made the move like to the MLS and that, because I still think he's good enough to play in Europe, Lloris. I really do. No, I was a big fan of Hugo Lloris and that, like top keeper. Probably the right time for him to go, especially after, especially after helping like Tottenham like win the first trophy and that like in a long time. So. Just saying, Leeds fan on Twitter say that Longstaff is a better signing than HBDR and that Stack is better than... You know what, right? You know, God's honest truth, right? I mean, I know like the last time like we were like spoke and that, I know I was starting to see it. I did think Leeds were starting to make some like good signings, you know, when we hadn't like done anything for a little bit, right? But after signing Granit Xhaka, I think signing Xhaka and that like just outdoes a lot of their business. I really do. Don't get us wrong, like I do think that Anton Stack is a good signing, but he's nowhere near as like as good as Xhaka. Not even in the same league. The only signing that Leeds have actually made that I actually see a fair play, that's a brilliant signing, is that Bijol from Udinese, you know, the Slovenian centre back. He's a cracking signing. Like I'll give them that, but Sean Longstaff for me is not a good signing. All Sean Longstaff's good at is missing sitters. Christ, there's a reason why the man's got rid of him. He's not good enough. Longstaff's rubbish. And I'm not just saying that like because he plays like because he used to play for Newcastle or anything and that like. I mean, even though I don't like them, obviously there is certain players that the Mags do have that I do actually like rate, but Longstaff is not good enough. And Xhaka is the best signing that I promote him. Exactly, he is. Of course he is. Like yeah, obviously we did pay like it. I don't rate Longstaff. No, he's not good enough. So that's the thing. The Mags aren't like sad like to see him go. The only reason that they weren't happy with them like selling him is just the lack of squad depth. That's all. Even the Newcastle fans know he's not good enough. It's just because like they thought he was a good backup.
Thank you for saving me from those things.
Commander, that's him. That's Dr. Saleon.
What? My name is Hart. Dr. Hart. Please get me out of here.
Are you sure it's him?
Positive. There's no escape this time, Doctor. I'd harvest your organs first, but we don't have the time.
You're crazy. He's crazy! Please, don't let him do this to me.
We'll take him in. Drop him off with the military.
But we have him. We can't let him get away. Not again.
If he dies, we'll never know what he's been up to, or how he did it. We'll take him in, interrogate him, and he'll serve his time.
Okay. You're right. You're a very lucky Salarian. You owe the commander your life.
Oh, thank you so very much.
And so he dies anyway. What was the point of that?
You can't predict how people will act, Garrus. But you can control how you'll respond. In the end, that's what really matters.
Yeah. I don't think I ever met anyone like you.
The reason I say them...
Well, I guess we're done here.
Because one of their... Well, yeah, one of the own and that, but... But also, like I said, like just a good squad player to have in that, but that's all he is. I mean, I know we've obviously like gotten like a defensive crisis where obviously we need centre backs in as quick as possible. But I've actually seen that Leeds are still struggling to sign a striker. They missed out on the top winger target, and apparently Jayden Bogle's like apparently injured like for Leeds, and they need a new right back before the season starts and that. So I suppose they probably like have a little bit more to do than what we do. So. Perhaps the play they don't care. I seen Leeds fans say that long stuff doesn't get in their team. Yeah. Yeah. Even though they did pay quite a bit for him, didn't they? Yeah, what did they pay for like Longstaff? Was it like 17, 18 million or something? Yeah, so the manager complained in an interview, yeah. See, that's the thing, a lot of Leeds fans are confident that they'll stop up, right? I mean, to be fair in that, like, with the squad that Leeds have got, right, I wouldn't be shocked if they did, but the one thing that actually makes me think Leeds could still go down is Daniel Farke, because his record in the Premier League is not great. I know it was with Norwich, but hasn't he actually, like, gone down twice with, like, Norwich? So... I mean, it's like Burnley as well and that, like blooming, like Scott Parker and that, like, yeah, like Burnley obviously great defensive record in the Championship, but Scott Parker has really struggled with Fulham and Bournemouth in the Premier League and that. So how's it going to be any different with Burnley? There's less pressure on us because obviously, like, we're the unknowns, and obviously, like Reggie LeBrie could obviously, you know, surprise a few people. So yeah. Oh, 12 to 15 also was in the last year of his contract in Newcastle. Well, actually, to be fair, that's actually a good deal for the Mags, to be honest, not to get that much for a 27-year-old who's obviously only got a year left. So yeah, it's good money, I suppose. Didn't put up a fight. Yeah, exactly. Right. Anyway, I can't see Burnley staying up. Nah. Like for me, Burnley finished rock bottom, like they do, and that. Like apart from. No, honestly, with Burnley, right, apart from that left-back, that Dutch left-back that they signed, the Hartman, I'm not really impressed with Burnley's transfer business. I think Kyle Walker is finished. I know, like, they might say, oh, but we signed Granit Xhaka, but the thing is, Granit Xhaka's still got it. And that, yes, we did pay, obviously, like over £17 million for Granit Xhaka, but obviously he's still one of the best midfielders in Europe. There's a reason why Man City let Kyle Walker go to Burnley for £5 million because he's 35 and Kyle Walker's lost his bum and pace now. And that's the reason why there is a bit pressure on us is how much... Well, yeah, the money, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, I suppose that was a good point, to be fair, yeah. And also, like, with Burnley as well, as like majority of their signings are just players that they had on loan last season. But you have to think, right, yes, we lost Job, right, but I think we've like replaced Job, and that, like, with obviously like the Diarra and Sadiki like covered Job. Yes, we sold Watson, but for me, even if we didn't sell Watson wouldn't have played anyway. But you look at Burnley, right, they've lost their main goalkeeper, they've lost one of the best centre backs on a free transfer. So, in a way, Burnley's actually lost 2 key players. Yes, I know that Maxime Esteve, the French centre back, who I would love at Sunderland one day, like, by the way, but he signed a new contract, so aye, fair enough. But they lost 2 key players that were good for them last season. So we've only lost 1 key player that was good for us last season, but we've replaced him and we've built on it, kind of, in a way. So we're still a work in progress. Just get those centre backs in, and we'll. Yeah, and they lost Josh Brownhill as well. Yeah, so 3 key players that Burnley have lost. So yeah, that's all like we need in that. Just get a couple of centre backs in, at least one quality centre back, and then like a backup one, and then I think we're swimming. I really do. I mean, yeah, like I know, like obviously we'll have to see how the strikers adapt in that, but obviously you could still look at another striker before the window shuts, and I would still like a winger. I mean, there was rumours we were supposed to be putting a bid in for that Adley from Leverkusen and that, or like still, you know, try and get like a versatile like fullback as like backup or something. Well, we're only missing another 4 or 5 players, and then I think we're sorted. I really do. Yeah, 2 centre backs, right back, winger, then Gewer and all other strike. Yeah, exactly. That's it. We're almost there. We're almost there. I mean, yeah, obviously, if the Pato story's true and that, like, you know, like if he does need surgery or if he has been like a bad lad or anything and that, well then yeah, we might have to sign another goalkeeper, but obviously we'll have to wait and see on that. But anyway, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna leave it there for the time being, but I appreciate everyone that has stopped by. Hope you have enjoyed the stream, and I hope you enjoy it back as a video. And I guess I'll see you again like next Sunday for another one of these streams. So yeah. So make sure you stay safe, look after yourselves. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, catch you later, Clayton, mate. I'll probably next time I see you, Clayton, I'll be probably on the like the other channel, and that's when I can finally like stream on it, so I'll catch you over there sometime, mate. But yeah guys, so stay safe, look after yourselves, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care. Peace.